Greetings, my name is Christopher Fleming, and this is my philosophy, development, and vision for my MLIS portfolio. I had a unique opportunity during my MLIS journey of being a library manager while taking these courses. And these courses overall has given me a deeper insight of what it means to be a public librarian. And my philosophy as a public librarian, as a public library manager, is symbolized by this African symbol here called the Nia Onim. And it comes with a saying that Nia Onim no Sua Au Hu, which is he who does not know can know from learning. And that is the root of my philosophy. Help my community who doesn't know to know through learning. A concept that I have delved into is the public librarian as an information scientist to answer those questions such as how can we dot dot dot. In my particular instance, my how can we is how can we solve the literacy crisis that my community is dealing with, primarily African American youth. And I'm in the middle of five different schools, six overall. And how can we tackle this issue? And one of the things that I ended up developing during my MLIS journey is a concept called LASER, which stands for Librarians as Supplementary Educational Resources. I had the honor of presenting this concept at last year's SCLA conference. And what it basically is it positions the public librarian as a supplementary resource to help teachers and caregivers in the grand ambition of literacy attainment for struggling readers. I was able to do this through making partnerships with a local elementary school, Horrell Hill Elementary, and connecting them with our education studio from the main library that has trained librarians in the Orton Gillingham Science of Reading. I've also taken this training. Um, but through the connection between the education studio and Horrell Hill Elementary, we've developed a reading skills club, which is a week-long boot camp of sorts to help those struggling readers that are rising third graders. And the overall goal is to intervene as early as possible before the fourth grade watershed year. Also, my whole staff has been trained in Orton Gillingham literacy, science of reading training through the South Carolina Dyslexia Group through a program called RISE, Reading Intervention Starts Early. And the purpose of this is not to take the place of teachers, not to take the place of reading interventionists or anything like that, but again, be a supplementary resource. So that looks like being integrating what we have learned from these trainings and placing them into our programming, placing them into our environment and space and things like that, so that the public library can be a third space for learning outside of the home and school. And we, as the public librarians and staff, have enough training to be able to help guide struggling readers that might come through our doors. So that's one aspect of helping those who don't know to know through learning, because this foundational literacy is the foundation of all other sorts of lifelong learning that these individuals can partake in. Furthermore, for especially for the adults and older children and things like that, is being able to connect these individuals with the information that they might need to help them help themselves. Be that through the career high school, where individuals can earn a high school diploma, not a GED, and also have uh, a career focus once you graduate from this program, or the um, different technical trainings that you can get through the library using VR technology, learning code through various apps that we have at through our library and things like that. But if the people don't know about the information that is available to them help themselves, that information is useless. So my job as a library manager, information scientist, is to figure out ways, how might we get this information into the hands of the people who need them the most, so we can be a supplementary resource in that regard as well, uh, to be a catalyst for individual and family change. Further partnerships that we have done under this philosophy, I'm actually working on right now, is developing a partnership between Literacy SC, which is a tutoring group for adults, and with Horror Hill Elementary as well. So we're partnering the caregivers who might be struggling readers and Literacy SC, so that the adult, that the caregiver can also have literacy training, so they can help their child read and build or rebuild a love of learning within that house, so we can change the trajectory of the culture of that house holistically. Development for myself is to learn from anybody and everybody. There's often a sentiment within the Black librarians that there are a lack of opportunities for mentorships, and I understand what they're saying to a certain degree. However, I believe that some of that comes from limiting oneself to other librarians that look like them. I will not follow such a trend. I will learn from anybody. Our most recent past executive director was Melanie Huggins, and I learned a lot from her. And I will continue to search for developmental programs and mentorships through whomever is willing to give and share that knowledge at any given time, because it's the knowledge that's the most important thing. The information that they share, that we will convert into knowledge and wisdom and all that good stuff. That's what's most important, not the vessel from which it comes. And overall, my vision, I have multiple visions, but my vision in particular for the public librarian is for the public librarian to have more space in the academic world. One thing that I've noticed within my MLIS journey is that there wasn't much writings on the workings of the public librarian, and some of the perceptions of librarians in general, academic included, um, dismisses the intellectual realm that we use to do our duties and how we serve our communities, be that the public or in the academic setting. So I have a vision for the public librarian in particular, because there's quite a few writings on academic libraries and media specialists within the K through 12 arenas. But for the public librarian, they were very sparse and here and there. There was more writings on public libraries overall and academic or other people's opinion on public libraries, but not on the actual workings of the public librarian. So my vision for the public librarian is to give more visibility for the work that we use, the way that we use data, the way that we synthesize and analyze data to bring about community change, and document these actions within academic journals and any other journals or panel discussions, wherever the case may be, to make that work more, to make this work more visible. Through the laser concept, to give more visibility that public librarians don't only help foster a love of reading, but that now we're taking a place to actually help the young struggling readers learn how to read. The vision that I have for my branch in and of itself is to be a rooted pillar within our community. I've been a manager at this location for 3 years, and we have done well so far. But I want my branch in particular to be a trusted place that our patrons can come in and get information, whatever they're looking for. And we have a staff and everything like that that will help them find what it is that they're looking for. And with an unbiased view, without judgment or anything like that. I want them to feel comfortable and at peace for whatever information that they're looking for whatever reason. These are my overall philosophies, development plans, and visions for myself and for the public librarian overall. I had a fruitful and meaningful journey through gaining my master's in library and information science, and I look forward to delving deeper into the public librarian as an information scientist and deeper into my knowledge into data analytics and things like that. Those are things that I'm going to pursue, certificates and the like that I'm going to pursue after this degree, and show the world that much more the intellectual capabilities of the public librarian. I thank you so much for your time. My name is Christopher Fleming, branch manager at Richland Library, Lower Richland. Thank you for your time.